Hi. Hi, Brijmohan. Satyam.
Sir, good morning, sir. Good morning.
Hi, boss. You're in Bangalore?
No, sir, I'm in Chengalpet, Chengalpet.
Oh, Chengalpet.
Yes.
What's your mother tongue?
Hindi, sir.
Okay. So you speak Tamil?
Venda, sir.
No.
No. I couldn't learn. My sons, they got some, but I couldn't learn.
Okay. Yeah. So why don't you, is there anything that you want to share today? Because
Yes, sir. I have one question quite bothering me for some time. What is the mechanism of this, all the initial systems or animals to grow certain things? How they change over the years? Assuming if the t is equal to say 1,000 years, can not change the same thing in t is equal to 1 minute or something like that, or 2 minutes, or maybe 1 hour, or one day, or one month? So what is that mechanism?
seriously, but that's a very deep evolutionary question, right? Very deep evolutionary question, Brijmohan. I'm not sure whether we'll find answers in biomimicry for that. But it's a good question. It has struck me several times. What is this timeline, right? Before the lotus leaf becomes what it is now. So what was it? Questions like what was it before what it is now? What if evolution is a constant thing, then what will the lotus be like a million years from now? Is something, but I think it's just too big a question, Brijmohan. Too large a question for us to even find answers. But I would love to speak with you at a different forum. You know, we can chat. Maybe we should speak to some what I call evolutionary biologists, right? There is a new subject coming up for evolutionary biology saying, what is the timeline for a lotus leaf to become what it is? I don't think the whole idea of evolution. What a great question, but it's not part of the biomimicry thing that we are doing. But let me ask you, say, what made you ask that question?
See, I was thinking about this fan issue, which I'm working on, kind of thinking deeply into how to make the automobile fan the less noisy and kind of save the lot of power goes. I know one of the tractors we have working on, it consumes a lot of power actually. Just a simple fan for cooling the radiator. It's like so. How this question came into mind is how say a whale will know that on that the flap it should have a certain group pattern. How it will know what is the mechanism of the how they any living being will know. This is the science of how really I don't know how they will know.
I don't think it's about knowing. I think it's about it's a mixture of context, the need for survival, and what is the limitations that it has. Within the limitations, what it can do. For instance, the same function that the whale wants to do, if it wants to do it on land, then it will be the function could be the same, but the context and the enemies of that land animal are different from the enemies of the whale animal. So there is some intelligence that's happening for the cell to transform itself to some other design, etc. So that I'm sure when we get into this, it'll help you. But is there any other question? Because then I'd like to help you with one or two tools on thinking. That's why.
Please, sir, go ahead, sir.
So yeah. I don't know whether while you are designing your fan, do you use any out-of-the-box tools? Specific tools for learning how to generate out-of-the-box ideas? Okay, you don't, right?
No, basically, say kind of brainstorming or like other time in your session only you were talking about some of the say water and camera. So yeah, how to those techniques, something of those sort. Yeah.
So one of the things that, especially because you are talking about fan, this could be very useful to you. Have you heard of the Dyson fan?
Dyson fan, bladeless. I think bladeless. I believe so. Bladeless.
Bladeless fan.
Yes.
Now, what is the, when Dyson made that fan, what is it that he did by way of thinking that made him remove the blades? What do you think? If you were Dyson, and what will make you remove the blades? What is the process inside your head that makes you remove the blades?
Maybe the saving of more energy, because the blade have some more losses of energy here and there. That could be one thought.
Yeah.
How to make more efficient.
You're getting into the technology, but little more simple. So one of the techniques in creativity is, okay, for a moment, let us go away from fans. Okay. Let us assume that you and I don't know whether Satyam is listening. Satyam, are you listening?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So Satyam, you can join. You don't have to come on video.
Yes,
I know Metro, but if you want, you can join this conversation. Yeah. So the three of us want to start a restaurant. Okay. The three of us own a restaurant, not start. So Brijmohan has a restaurant, Satyam has a restaurant, I have a restaurant. Now your restaurant, Brijmohan, you have started this restaurant because you love the restaurant. You just love it. So, okay, do you ever want to start a restaurant in your life?
My wife, actually.
Yeah, okay, good. So nice. What's the name she will give it?
Oh,
You don't know the name she will give it.
so far, I don't know, maybe looking at the gentry or which clientele you want to cater for, or suiting them.
Okay. So let's assume that you and your wife have a restaurant. Now, just listen to me carefully. I'm going to only teach you 4 steps, only 4 steps. Step 1, the problem that you have. Define the problem. The problem is, I want to make money out of my restaurant. You love your restaurant very much, but you're not making money and you don't want to give it up. You don't want to give up the restaurant. So you define the problem. The problem is ways to make money from a restaurant. Can you write it down? The problem statement. Ways to make money from the restaurant. Okay. That is step 1. Step 2, what is it that you take for granted about the restaurant? What is it that the restaurant must have, according to you, Brijmohan? Before you write, write it down and then tell me the answer. What is it that the restaurant must have? Tell me.
Yeah, so restaurant must have the customer's satisfaction.
No, even before that, very, very basic, very basic. Just give me 1 minute, please. 1 minute.
Yes, please.
Yeah.
Good food.
No, why good food? Why the word good?
Because
No. I'm saying your answer is right, but why are you saying good?
maybe because outside the word food.
No, bridge. Why are you using the word good? What is the basic thing your restaurant needs?
Serving the customer?
No. Bridge, you're right, Bridge. Don't say good. What does the restaurant need?
Food.
That's it.
Yeah.
Food.
Okay.
That's what it needs, food. So what you're taking for granted is the restaurant needs food. That's second step. Rajiv, we will come back to your customers later. Thanks for the answer. But now third step, step 3. Step 3, and this is a very important step. Please listen carefully. You have taken for granted that restaurant needs food. Now, remove what you take for granted. Take it off. Remove what you take for granted. So what will your sentence be? Restaurants have Say it. It's on your mind. Say it. Restaurants have?
Good.
No.
Yeah.
Remove what you took for granted. You took for granted restaurants have food. So remove the food. So what will the sentence be? Restaurants have?
Ambience.
No, yaar. Food ko nikalo. Restaurants have only 2-letter word. Restaurants have? क्या है? Restaurants में क्या नहीं है? Restaurants have?
खाना निकले बचा के इसमें कुछ नहीं.
नहीं. That's okay. You just say it. Restaurants have dash. Restaurants have food. The last word is food. But what is in between? Restaurants have dash food. Restaurants have
Good food.
नहीं यार, food ही नहीं है. They got food. Restaurants have
Peace.
think of anything else, Brijmohan. Restaurants have, you have taken out the food. There is no food in the restaurant. So your sentence is restaurants have?
Sorry, sir, I'm not able to catch it. Huh?
No food. Restaurants have no food.
No food. Okay.
So third sentence, you are dropping what you take for granted. आपने granted लिया था कि restaurant में food रहना चाहिए. तो अभी बोलते हैं आप restaurant में food नहीं है.
Okay.
लेकिन restaurant को पैसा चाहिए. I want to earn money. So your problem is you want to earn money from restaurants, but your restaurants have no food. But you want to earn money. So give me 10 ideas. Give me 10 ideas to earn money from restaurant, but there is no food in the restaurant. I want all the people to give ideas. Yes, give me ideas.
Good place to sit.
Very good. So therefore, आपका रेस्टोरेंट में आएंगे तो बहुत अच्छा प्लेस मिलेगा, खाना नहीं मिलेगा.
जी, ठीक है. Sir, again, privacy. Somebody might come for privacy.
No, वो सब छोड़िए, लेकिन खाना नहीं है. आप मेरे रेस्टोरेंट को आओ, अच्छी तरह से बैठो, जाओ, बस. अच्छा सीट है, बस. और क्या? खाली बुक्स है. सत्यम बोल रहा है only books, no food. Only games, no food. Only comfort, no food. Anything else?
Air conditioned.
Only air condition. अच्छा आओ, air condition है और कुछ नहीं. कुछ सिखाते? Can you teach something? Can you teach something in the restaurant? Can you teach something? क्या teach कर सकते हो?
How to cook.
Very good, Rajiv. How to cook, how to serve food, how to serve water, how to serve alcohol. So now, and then you can have only smell of food, no food, only smell. आ जाओ, इडली का smell, बिरयानी का smell, डोसा का smell आएगा, जाइए. Only pictures of food. Take your children. अरे यार देखो picture, इडली का picture, वड़ा का picture, डोसा का picture, चले जाओ. Now, how many ideas you got? You got 15 new ideas.
Yes.
Why did you get those new ideas? Because you dropped food.
Granted, yes. Item, yes. Yeah,
जब आप granted drop करते हो तो नया idea आता है. And ultimately you end up with 15 new ideas. This is a brilliant out-of-the-box thinking tool where you are able to generate ideas simply by dropping what you take for granted. Therefore, going back to the bladeless fan, we take for granted that fans have blades. So we should say fans have
no blade.
No blade. और no सीखना चाहिए life में creativity के लिए. Suppose you are constructing a new institution. So IIT Madras has teachers. Ideas for IIT Madras. IIT Madras has teachers. IIT Madras has
no teachers.
No teacher. तो क्या होगा? Lot of new things will happen. IIT Madras has students. IIT Madras has
no students.
No students. Fans have blades. Watches show the time. Watches
has no time.
No, watches
doesn't
show time.
Don't show time. तो आपको watches में GPS आएगा, watches में picture आएगा, watches में camera आएगा. वो idea कैसा आता है? जब आप जो basic है drop करते हैं तो नया idea आता है. It's a fantastic tool. एक ही attitude इसको चाहिए. Attitude is bravery. Bravery को हिंदी में क्या बोलते हैं? What do you say for bravery? बहादुर. बस. और कुछ नहीं creativity के लिए. वो बहादुरता के लिए मेरा रेस्टोरेंट में खाना नहीं है. For that बहादुरता चाहिए. Once वो बहादुरता आ जाता है, फिर you get new ideas. It's in Singapore there is a restaurant called Anna Lakshmi. Now, what you take for granted about restaurants? Food is one thing. What else you take for granted? Restaurants charge money.
I got it.
Restaurants don't charge money.
Money, yes, right. I heard those.
You
Yes.
eat, no money. लेकिन उनका इतना बड़ा बॉक्स है, बोलते हैं whatever money you give, it go to poor children. So people put money and come, they make lot of money.
Yes.
High jump में क्या हुआ था? Very famous high jump was, you normally when you jump, you land on your feet. So they said, you don't land on your feet, you land on your back. So they reversed the whole thing. So this is called out of the box. In the sense, it's called lateral thinking, which means that you drop what you took for granted. Right?
Fair enough. Yes.
It's a very powerful tool to generate. So going back to your fan idea that you want, while looking at biomimicry, you can also try to find out what you are taking for granted about a fan. You're taking for granted that fans have blades. You're taking for granted that fans have to be inside something. You're taking for granted that fans have to be round. You're taking for granted that fans have to have some shape. You're taking for granted that fans are built of some material. You're taking for granted so many things about fans. So, Bridge, you sit down and work out everything. Fans is not made of any strong material. Fans are made of water, maybe. Who knows? Fans are made of leaves. Who knows? Right? I'm not saying everything you will get is right, but I'm saying now your thinking will start to expand and you will think of completely new things that no one has thought about. It's a very powerful technique. It's called not in lateral thinking, sorry, it's called breaking the pattern, right? Apna pattern ban jata hai. For instance, suppose I want to cross the road. Okay, I'm 4 years old. I'm just trying to teach you how this works in the mind. I am 4 years old and my father wants to teach me to cross the road. So what does my father do? He holds my hand. He says, look left, no car. Look right, no car. Cross the road. I cross the road. Second day, my father holds my hand. We go to the edge of the road. He says, look left, no car. Look right, no car. Cross the road. I cross the road. Third day, my father holds my hand. He says, look left, no car. Look right, no car. Cross the road. I cross the road. Fourth day, my father is not there. But I must cross the road. What has happened in the last 3 days? Crossing the road has become a
ritual, kind of pattern. Yes.
What is the pattern?
Look left and right and pass, see the car and go. Yeah.
So what has happened? I have started.
Truck has come.
And this is the pattern we all have. So fans must have blade is a pattern. Restaurant must have food is a pattern. Patterns are important. IIT Madras, 5 years, students are learning only patterns. Oxygen is in gaseous form, is a pattern. Water is transparent, is a pattern. Water is a liquid, is a pattern. So everything is pattern. And then when you're doing creativity, you challenge these patterns by simply doing these 4 steps. What are the 4 steps? Define the problem, find out what you take for granted, drop what you take for granted, and generate ideas. Okay, now all of you can participate. Now, supposing I'm saying I want ideas for footwear, shoes. I want ideas for shoes. Second step, shoes are meant for walking. What will you say? Shoes are
not meant for walking.
Not meant for walking.
Very good. That's all. Okay, 1. We'll do 5 ideas. So now shoes are not meant for walking. Now you can get lot of ideas. Shoes show direction. Shoes talk to each other. Mera shoe or aapka shoe say hi bolega. All those ideas. Humko nahi chahiye abhi. But we will learn. We will learn how to. The 4th point was how to generate ideas.
Yes.
So we will just learn to become brave now. Okay? For 5 minutes, we learn to become brave people. Okay. I want ideas for classroom. classrooms have walls. What will you say? Classrooms have
No walls.
no walls. Excellent.
That's one point.
I want ideas for bringing up my children.
Hmm?
I want ideas for bringing up my children.
Okay.
I take for granted that parents bring up children. What do you say? Parents?
Parents doesn't bring up children.
Parents don't bring up children. Where our neighbor will bring up my children. My school will bring up my children.
Peers will bring up my children.
Okay.
Society or village will bring children. Yeah. Yeah.
Correct.
Mm.
I want ideas for. Arey yaar. I want ideas for car. I want ideas for car. Cars have engines. What will you say?
Doesn't have engine. Car doesn't have engine.
Cars have no engines. One central engine रहेगा. एक engine, and it will drive all the cars on the road. See, all we are doing now is becoming brave. That's it. And once you learn to say that, then the whole world of creativity opens up. So when you're doing your fan, Bridgemohan, think of this, right? Once you have abstracted the biomimicry principle, think about the final, when you get the final idea, say it is not necessary for me to build a conventional fan.
Fair enough. Very nice.
It's called breaking the pattern, Tanya. So I use this technique I used to work with Greg Chappell and his team. So many times we use. So in sports, this is very, very powerful. So for instance, supposing all of you understand cricket, right?
Yes, sir.
So last ball of the match, I have to make 4 runs, right? I am the batsman, I have to make 4 runs, and I'm very good at hitting on the leg side. Very good at hitting on the leg side. So I look at the leg side, I say Marega. So the opposing captain also knows that I'm very good at hitting on the leg side. So he tells the bowler, isko leg side mein ball do, and he packs the leg side with lot of fielders, 4 fielders on the leg side. And he tells the bowler, spin bowler, leg side mein ball dalo. So bowler kya karta hai? Leg side mein ball dalta hai. What do I do? I want to get 4 runs. What do? I sweep on the
Left side, because is this strong
left
pattern.
side. I cannot sweep because there are players. So I sweep on the
turn around and hit right side maybe.
Sweep on the offside, reverse sweep. So, but what does the coach teach you? The coaching jate, what does the coach teach you? Ball on the leg side, sweep on the leg side. Ball on the leg side, sweep on the leg side. Ball on the leg side. So he's putting that pattern in your head. But when the ball comes on the leg side, you sweep it on the
other side, yes.
Offside.
Yes.
So again, you have created a new shorthand. So this is a very powerful technique for learning to generate new ideas. Did you have fun?
Great, sir.
Yes.
Yes.
So from where we started in the morning about that meeting someone who is evolutionary scientist or whatever, in case we can crack the code, then I think we can solve many issues.
Correct. Yeah. So, but that's not important now. Don't get distracted by that.
Okay.
So I know that it's a beautiful question to ask, but why are you getting distracted right now? Your job is to design a fan using biomimicry. That's it. So look at the functions of the fan. So what does the fan function that a fan does that nature also does?
Fine, sir.
Sir, for functions, like when we biologize the function, That is little bit like easy because kind of like from 5 senses we can like form some kind of linkage that
Huh.
function. But
Correct.
say for example, when we do the like biologize the context, so the I'm facing certain difficulties there itself.
Okay. So why difficulty?
So,
Context is easy, no, Rajiv.
sir, say for example, like I have taken that UNSDG 13.2 goal number, okay,
Huh.
climate change.
Huh.
Okay, and then I found that okay, methane is something like which is there is no smell and also you cannot spot, like invisible. So like the question is how do we spot the presence of methane in an industrial settings? Okay, and also in some kind of a like bad weather. Bad weather means like fog, rain, or maybe like
Correct.
dark. Okay, so these kind of things. Now, the context I'm finding it difficult.
Context in nature.
Yeah, yeah. Like when I try to biologize the context.
Correct. But see, Rajiv, when you take the polar bear, for instance, the context is easy because the polar bear is always found in cold regions, right? So what is true for the polar bear is not true for something that's found in the desert. So your question now is, what is the context as far as methane issue is concerned in nature, correct?
Right, right.
That is difficult. No, if you don't have a context, you don't have it. Yeah. Well, I mean, sometimes the especially this methane context is something that we have created, though, Rajiv. So you cannot expect nature to have created similar stuff as we, as far as the context is concerned. Right? You may want to find out what are those organisms that grow in methane infested areas. So you do some research, find out in the horribly methane polluted areas, which are the plants that are growing and thriving. And maybe you can use those plants for your biologized question. Why is it that a particular organism or plant is thriving in methane
Okay.
while everyone else is dying? Right? So that
Okay,
would be the
okay.
context you want.
Hmm.
So do some research on what are the animals that are thriving in the methane atmosphere and are not dying.
Okay.
In that, I don't know whether have you started seeing that consequences video? No.
No, like I have completed till week 3.
Okay. Fine. Because there are some animals that actually will use the poison to grow. So maybe do that.
Okay.
Hello, Tanya. Hello, Satyam. There's a very nice book called The Problem Solving Man, Bridgemohan. All of you, for all of you, it's a brilliant book. That's what I'm teaching. I'm sorry, Tanya, you said something?
Yeah, hello, sir. So I just joined this session today,
Okay.
and I have completed till week 3. And I am a designer by profession. I just finished doing my master's. So I took up this course to actually see the biology side of how we can look at problems in a new dimension. And I've been listening to all your videos. You've been mentioning a lot about how it can be useful for engineers and designers a lot. So yeah, and right now what you were discussing about the problem, how the breaking the pattern thinking, it's new for me as well. So I hope I can learn a lot.
Yeah, sure. So did you enjoy the pattern breaking technique?
Yeah, definitely. In fact, there are so many techniques in creativity, even in design that we use, but it's something that is definitely new. We don't usually use it, but it can be very helpful in generating, new ideas. And when we have to brainstorm new ideas,
Yeah.
it can be useful.
Yeah, more than anything else, I think many of these creative techniques help you in your life, right? For instance, there are so many things in our life that we definitely want. We say we want it. Especially the life of a diabetic that I'm leading, right? When we go to the doctor, he's saying you must eat the following foods, right? But sometimes the following foods are not available. What do I do?
Yeah.
So if he says you must eat millet rice every day, and I'm sitting in some presentation between 12 and 1, where do I go for millet rice? So that's when you say, okay, I take for granted that there is no millet rice. Then what do? Then I eat a biscuit, right? I eat, instead of eating, so therefore 5 biscuits are equal to 1 bowl of millet rice. So I'll probably eat 2 biscuits and try to manage that. And that's how it has helped me in my life. Creativity in personal life is what makes it very joyful. I don't know whether you people have come across what is called an alternative. Have you learned alternatives? Can
Yes,
I
sir.
talk to you about alternatives?
Are you talking about the alternative worlds?
No, I'm talking about the technique of alternatives.
So,
Can I tell you quickly?
Yes,
Yeah,
yes,
sure.
please, sir.
Yeah. Now, I'm going to ask you a question. Can a tennis ball be an alternative to an orange? Yes or no?
Depends on the context.
Not context. Depends on the. So wait. Tanya, first answer the question. Can a tennis ball be an alternative to an orange? Yes or no?
Yes.
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 Yes. Now, when can a tennis ball be an alternative to an orange? When?
Say I want to do that juggling game.
No. Bridge. Tanya was answering something, so I just want to give her that opportunity.
Okay.
When can the tennis ball be an alternative to orange? When, Tanya?
So when we want to use it in the same context, and it should
Not context.
in function that we want. Let's say we want a tennis ball to, as Bridge mentioned, for juggling. So if the orange can perform the same behavior, then it can be
So,
used.
when the purpose is the same, when the purpose of the orange and the purpose of the tennis ball is the same, the tennis ball can be a alternative to an orange. So instead of orange, we have tennis ball, where the purpose is juggling.
Right.
Supposing I change the purpose. I change the purpose saying, I don't want to juggle. I want an orange. I don't have an orange, but the purpose is nutrition. What is the alternative?
An orange can be then apple.
Yeah, so therefore, apple for orange when the purpose is nutrition. Tennis ball for orange when the purpose is juggling. Supposing my child is crying a lot, right? And it is having a small toy, and I'm standing at the edge of a cliff, and the child is playing with the toy, and suddenly the toy falls down. And I cannot retrieve the teddy bear. I cannot retrieve the teddy bear. And I look inside my bag, and I see a mask, and I take the mask and I do this to my child, and my child is happy. So what are we learning? We are learning a mask can be an alternative to a teddy bear, where the purpose is to
Divert attention or playfulness or whatever.
exactly distract the child.
Yes.
So that's now it opens out an entire world to you now. All you've got to say when you don't have something in your life, you have to ask, why do I want what I want? That is the center. I mean, it's such a lovely philosophical question, right? Why do I want what I want? Because we sometimes we go after things without knowing why we want it. So the minute you say, why do I want what I want? The world of alternatives opens out to you. Okay, now the question. Now let's see how much you have learned it. What is an alternative? What is an alternative to a mobile phone? Mobile phone.
Shouting.
No,
Shout.
you will never answer the question unless you ask me, why do you want the mobile phone? Ask me.
Oh, okay.
Never
What is the
again
purpose?
answer the question unless you ask, Shiva, why do you want mobile phone? So ask Bridge Mohan, ask me.
So what is the purpose of you?
Don't say purpose, just make it simple.
Why you want mobile phone?
I want to show off that I'm very rich. So what is the alternative?
Maybe you can wear jewelry on your faces and all body.
Exactly.
Show off.
Exactly. Okay. What is the alternative to a shirt?
Why you want to? What is the purpose of a shirt?
I'm feeling very cold and I want to protect myself.
Is it? Can I give a Kambal to you? Or
Yeah. So therefore,
something. Yeah.
so
Yeah. Okay.
that's the whole point.
Fine.
So the question is, why do I want what I want? We'll give you a range of alternatives. Otherwise, what we simply say apple, orange, apple, orange, apple, orange. We forget that a teddy bear, a mask can be an alternative teddy bear. That a tennis ball can be an alternative because we forget why we want it. And such a powerful life. So many times we go after things without knowing why we want it.
Great, sir.
What is the alternative to a car?
Purpose, sir?
Car, I want to go from my house every day 3 kilometers. I want to go to the beach every day.
Can a cycle be or a walking?
I can take a lift. I can walk there. Sometimes people commit suicide because they don't get a car. So never ask. So now you've learned two techniques: pattern breaking and alternative. Very simple.
Yes.
Very simple.
Says, sir, some more techniques, sir.
Yeah, lots are there. I'll do it. There is one more I have said about intersections. You saw that, right?
Yeah, in the program, I believe, yes. In our intersection, yes.
Intersections. Combining two things.
Yes. In the videos, it is there. Yes.
Yeah, combining two things.
Yeah. So you're saying about the problem solving man book. You're talking about something. Then we diverted. Yeah.
So the name of the book is The Problem Solving Man. By what the name? Let's look at Problem Solving Man. And there it talks about how we started the first innovation. The first innovation we did was what is called a hand axe. A hand axe. I think I have a picture here. I'm just trying to get a picture. Yeah, I just shared that picture with you. Yeah, can you see the picture?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
That is the first tool we have invented as human beings, called the hand axe. Now, why do you think this was invented? Why? You were about there long ago, very long, and all of us are relatives of those people who invented it. So why do you think, I'm going to from now on say we invented it? Why do you think we invented it?
For
Maybe
production?
To remove the flesh from that.
Yeah, so we had this animal in front of us. We wanted to open out the animal.
Yeah.
And so there's a very beautiful video I forgot. He's saying the only difference between the hand axe is held in a hand, right? Just hand. And cut, you do. And look at this mouse. Mouse also is the same, held in the palm of the hand. Both the hand axe and the mouse are held in the palm of the hand. The only difference is the hand axe is made by one person, while the mouse is made by thousands of people. So in today's world, you want to innovate, you cannot do everything by yourself. You will have to take the help of a large team to innovate. And also, if you go back to those ages when you were doing it, you will find that how we solved the problem was that when there was a basic need, right? I mean, you needed to solve it. So if you can look at all the UNSCTs as something that you must solve, then it becomes easier to motivate yourself to solve it. Otherwise, creativity is not easy. We'll just leave it like that. So that's the name of the book. It's called, and the author gives the reasons as to why he got about 25 innovations in that book. It's a very good book. If you're interested in creativity. At some point of time, all of you must start teaching creativity. You must start teaching creativity. Any question you have on biomimicry, creativity? Tanigai has joined us. Hi, Tanigai.
Yes, sir. Sir, I wanted to ask. one thing. So means I shared you my problem statement on the email.
Yeah.
So means my doubt was, my question was to reduce the premature death due to non-communicable diseases, as I mentioned you earlier.
Yeah.
So
Satyam, I have written the
sir,
answer.
when I tried to discover, means there were very few organisms, means almost nil, because a non-communicable disease is very
But
rare in the.
Satyam, I have written answer to your question. Just read it, please.
Yes, sir. I read it on the email that please try to discover more. Don't restrict yourself.
I can't help you there, Satyam, because you have to discover. Maybe you can change your how might we question, right? So,
Okay.
so change your how might we question to find out if there is an organism that suits that question.
Okay. And
So
sir, I'm getting a feeling to change my question even, means change the topic.
Yeah,
Can
go
I do
ahead.
that?
So
Yes,
see,
sir.
Satyam, okay, there is no hard and fast rule that you must do only this problem, right? We are learning biomimicry now. So don't be so hard on yourself. Try to change some other topic or maybe same topic, change the question. But I can't help you if you say there is no organism. That I cannot help because I cannot invent a new organism. Right?
Okay.
But don't worry, you're doing well, Satyam. I'm following your questions. You're doing well. Just keep at it. And don't worry about the right answer, wrong answer right now. You're not going to win the Nobel Prize. Just get that process in your head. That's it. Anyone can repeat the process? What are the 6 steps?
Define, biologize,
Biologize. Define, biologize,
Discover,
discover,
abstract,
abstract,
emulate,
evaluate.
evaluate.
and evaluate.
Yes.
So one more thing, for today you were telling the 4 steps, like define, then define what is taken for granted, then leave that. And what was the 4th step? I was not able to hear it.
Generate ideas.
Okay, sir.
So define the problem, find out what you take for granted, drop what you take for granted, generate ideas.
Okay.
Nice. Did you all come across systems thinking?
Yes, sir.
So that's another great subject you must help you in biomimicry.
In our office, Dr. Shankar, Paul, last time we were talking about, he has arranged some similar training from MIT.
Okay.
Some of us got trained from that. Yeah.
So when you're learning systems thinking, as far as biomimicry is concerned, go to this website called waterscenter.org. Waters Center, WATERS, Waters Center for Systems Thinking. Okay. And there are what is called the 14 systems thinking habits, HABITS. So many of the things that we discuss in the biomimicry, we have picked up from the habits there. For instance, one of the habits is the big picture habit, the big picture, looking at the big picture. Looking at consequences. There are 3 types of consequences. One is short-term consequence, long-term consequence, unintended consequence. So many times we do something, we don't intend to do it, but it happens to us. Rajiv, you want to say something?
No, sir, I'm still stuck actually, like as you said, for that methane problem, right? So finding out those organisms which can live in those poisonous areas. So I was thinking, like say for example, in week 3, when we go from define question to biologize, right? So that time we say that biologize the function and biologize the context, right?
Correct. Yeah.
So biology is the function. I told you, like the way I perceive that, okay, like if you take some similarity with those 5 senses, so probably like we get and those synonyms, right? And then we get some analogy and we can easily biologize. But again, like as I was saying that I was facing some difficulties, like when biologize the context.
Correct.
So, but you said, okay, go and find out like what are the problems, like what are the organisms that live into that.
Correct.
And then from there you will get some sense like how you can biologize the context.
Correct.
Correct. So there was a kind of like exercise that sanitizing those hospital equipments, right?
Yeah,
So here hospital is that context, right?
correct, correct.
So they're also finding the difficulties that hospital is a man-made context.
Correct.
Now, how to transform that is into a natural context?
Yeah. So what you can probably do when you don't find a specific context, no,
Uh-huh.
then at that time don't have to really biologize the context. You just take the function and start working. So
Okay.
one of the things could be that the context is common to all of nature.
Mm-hmm.
So when there is very specific like winter, desert, and all that, there could be a context, but there can be organisms that thrive in all of nature, right? For instance, you take the crow, for instance. I don't think the crow does not go to any place in India, whether it's hot, cold, whatever. I'm just guessing. So
Yes.
the more important thing is for you to biologize the function and not the context. And when you're biologizing the function, the only thing don't think that nature does everything we are doing. For instance, how does nature build air conditioners? Don't say such things. Find out what is the meaning of air conditioning. Air conditioning means regulate temperature. How
Regular
does
temperature.
nature regulate temperature? So
Mm-hmm.
go to the basis of that air conditioner. Find out what the air conditioner is really doing,
Mm-hmm.
function, and then ask how does nature do this.
Correct. So,
That
so
that that'll be your biggest challenge, Rajiv, to be able to translate the question that you have into its basic function. That's the difficulty that even I have the difficulty saying, Arayar, I want to protect, I want to make how might we make a new helmet? Array, helmet, you can't say, how does nature make helmets? Right?
correct.
Silly
Yeah.
to say that. But then you say, okay, helmet का function क्या है? Helmet
Mm-hmm.
का function क्या है? Helmet का function क्या है? Function, what does helmets do? What does it do? Helmets protects the head.
Mm-hmm.
But there is protect आ जाता है.
Mm-hmm.
Head मतलब क्या? What is the meaning of head? Head मतलब maybe soft tissue, something like that, right?
Mm-hmm.
Then you say, how does nature protect from damaging soft tissue?
Mm-hmm.
That
So,
is
sir,
the main skill over there.
yeah. So, sir, but like I use that Spotify the presence of methane.
Yeah.
So that is that function is okay, right? Spotify the presence of methane.
Fortify, I don't know. I don't know whether the word methane can be used.
Correct.
Not sure. Maybe
But
methane needs to be functionalized. What is the
okay.
function you're after?
Yeah,
What is
because
the
those
function?
are the gases, global
Correct.
greenhouse gases.
आपका question क्या है? How might
Sir,
we?
yeah, how do you Spotify the presence of methane in industrial areas?
That is your question.
Correct.
So you have to look at what is it that you're really trying to do. When you say fortify the presence, what are you saying? Increase, decrease, what?
Sir, the kind of reading that I have done, I found that methane is orderless and invisible.
Correct.
So my point is I need to identify that whether there exists some methane into that
Correct. So
area.
don't say fortify, you have to say identify.
Identify.
So you are identifying a gas, right?
Correct. Correct.
So then look for similar functions in nature where look at identify first,
Okay.
and then you will get identify how does nature identify other predators? How does nature identify? I don't know whether nature identifies gases, but maybe that will lead you to saying how does nature see? How does nature distinguish? Right? It may not be
Mhm.
identify. How does nature distinguish one from the other? ये है
Correct.
ये
Correct.
नहीं है, right? That sort of thing. So
Okay.
look at from that point of view, if you look at the empathy, you become the animal, you become the organism, and you want to distinguish between one thing or the other. Either
Mhm.
gas hai ki nahi, right? How does nature do that? So
Mhm.
maybe distinguish from material to non-material.
Mhm.
So is there something that nature uses to say ye hai wall hai, ye gas hai, ye mist hai, and things like that, right?
Mhm.
And plus, finally, when you come to come to emulate, it's completely your idea, right? You may not even have anything to do with how you started, but completely your idea. That's what you learn in emulate. That just like we learned lateral, pattern breaking now, you may completely come back with for instance, I don't know whether you remember that. Okay, one of the ideas that one of the students did was, I don't know whether we published it. Do you want to very quickly listen to that?
That mask?
Not mask. So what happened was, one idea, one lady took up the gender equality idea.
Okay.
Just listen to this, Raji, very interesting for you and of course everyone. So she took up the gender equality idea, and she found out that poor schoolgirls in India are not able to continue schooling because there is no place for menstruation in schools.
Toilets, yes.
There's no place for menstruation. So they stopped going to school. So then she said, I want to solve this problem. How can I enable poor girls to continue schooling even when there are no menstruation facilities? Rajiv, listen to this now, very important. So how she did this was, she went to the basics of the whole thing and she asked the question, how does nature keep itself dry? Beautiful connection, Dekho.
Correct.
How she never went to the menstruation part at all. She said, how does nature keep itself dry? How does nature prevent infection? Then she's got 7 organisms that keep themselves dry. Jab bhi pani aata hai, they throw the water out. So they're always dry. And then she came back with a sanitary napkin that need not be changed the entire day. So you wear it in the morning, you don't have to worry about any sanitation facility. You understand, no, Rajiv?
Yes, sir.
So for you, the critical thing is to move from how might you question to dry. She never said, I want to keep myself dry. She never said that. So dryness was what she was looking at. So when you're looking at your how might we question, in your head, what is it that you want to solve? And where can you take help from nature? So what you need to do is to look at the end result, Rajiv. Ultimately, when you finish the problem, what is it you see in front of you as your solution? Once you visualize that solution, it's easy for you to say, what is the function I want to solve? And continue with your defined question. Understand your defined question very, very well. What is it? What I want to solve? What do I want to solve? What do I want to solve? Just become crazy with your defined question. Understand your function very, very well. Then go to biologize. I'm not even sure whether you have gone beyond identify methane, identify gas. Maybe there's something else. How do I smell gas? Maybe, right? Identification matlab kya hai? It can smell, it can see, it can hear, it can feel, right?
Yeah, so that's what I wrote, that identify the presence of. So now
Yeah.
the identify the presence of means like either through any of these 5 sensory organs, right?
Yeah, so write it down. Write down these 5. No, maybe you'll find the answer in nature then.
Okay.
You can also say identify the absence of.
Acha, the negative, flip the question.
Yeah.
Identify the absence of, yes.
Maybe Raji, rather than one more idea could be, rather than having these 5 senses, you need to identify. Rather than that, maybe you put some system which can trigger us a voltage, something like that.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Correct. Maybe, yeah, good idea. So instead of identifying, how can something warn you, right? Why do you need to identify is another question you can ask. Why do I need to identify? What if I don't identify? All right, anything else?
So sir, another thing, like continuation to that, quantify, quantify, can I also put that quantify word in the question? Define question.
Biologize.
Yeah, no. In the
Don't make it
question,
complicated for yourself, yeah, right?
that
now.
will complicate, right?
Yeah, why do you want to because when you see the whole thing in problem solving is the verb, Rajiv, the verb, you understand verb, right?
Mm-hmm.
So verb is what solves the problem for you, Rajiv. So how do I bring up my children
Mm-hmm.
is the verb. So you have a problem. The problem is the verb in the sentence. How you cannot have a problem without a verb, correct?
Correct.
How do I bring up my children? How do I make a watch? How do I walk to school? How do I nurture people? How do I educate human beings? How do I protect my children? All are verbs: protect, educate, warn, everything, right?
Hmm.
And what do you want in solution? You want a solution for the verb. How do I protect children? How do I regulate temperature? How do I walk to school? How do I nurture children? What are you really doing? What are you really doing? You are using
Addressing
the
the
verb
verb.
and you are finding a solution for that verb. Verb for solution for protect, solution for nurture, solution for walk. Yes or no?
Yes.
So now why are you complicating? Because every time you have a verb, you must have a solution for it.
Correct.
So why are you adding a verb?
Adding another one. Yeah.
Just work with one verb. Let's get
One.
the solution, then go to the next verb. I want to protect my children and nurture them and walk with them and please them. Kitna ho jata hai, yaar? Life is not so easy. So many things you want to do.
Understood, sir.
Yeah. That verb is very. So when you change the verb, the problem changes. That's a fantastic. That we will continue next class if you want. When you want to change the problem, when you want to redefine the problem, you change the verb. So suppose, and that is where, supposing I have a problem. I want to make my children learn English. Acha, mera problem hai. I want to make my children learn English. Okay, learn, give me some more alternatives for learn. Instead of learn, or kya verb ho jata hai in the context of my children. Children or English. Children, English, ye hai context. I want children to learn English. Learn ko change karo abhi.
Enjoy.
Excellent, Rich. I want my children to enjoy English. Or exchange karo. What else were? What are the other verbs?
Drink.
Read.
Drink or no.
No. So, verb, learn. I want my children to learn English. I want my children to enjoy English. What else?
Fun with English. Fun.
To speak in English.
Yeah.
I want my children to write in English. I want my children to converse in English. I want my children to understand English. So many things. I want my children to fall in love with English.
Jail with English.
So now I don't know which one, right? I started saying I want my children to learn English. And my children also learn English very well. But I'm saying, nay, yaar, I'm not happy. Why I'm not happy? Why am I not happy? Because what I wanted was really, I wanted my children to fall in love with English, not learn English. That is why creativity never gives you happiness, because you don't know what you want. Before you start generating ideas, you must be sure, mujhe kya chahiye mere children ke liye. Arey yaar, I don't want them to learn English. Yaar, kya karenge learn? Actually, I want them to fall in love with English. Then the whole idea changes, solution changes. So before you start the problem, define the problem very well. It's called redefine. By changing the verbs, looking at the verbs, looking at now, what are the verbs in front of me? Learn English, write in English, converse in English, speak English, understand English, fall in love with English. Mujhe kaun sa verb chahiye? Choose that verb and then continue. Understood, Rajiv?
Yes, sir.
Very nice.
So the verb is critical there.
So now the next session will be next Saturday, right?
Yeah, correct.
Okay.
You can ask us questions anytime you want. Just write to us.
Yeah, so like now in like next 1 or 2 days, like I'll redefine the question and again I'll post it
Yeah,
actually.
please post it because Mrinalini is doing this every day. She's answering the questions every day.
Yes, yes, yes. I posted a previous question, like I checked like if the understanding is correct, so she answered.
Yeah. So one of the things that we want to do, and I like your feedback, is we want to make it more animated, Bridge, Rajiv and Tanya. I think biomimicry, the next thing we want to do is make it more animated, not just talk all the time, right?
Mm-hmm.
That is what we want to do. We want to make a lot of animation, pictures,
Mm-hmm.
images and all that. So I'm looking for someone who can help me there because otherwise it's difficult.
Yes, sir. We can try actually. We can try like making at least 1 or 2 presentations. So probably like you can have a look, like if that makes sense, or maybe like suggested some changes. We can work on that. We can help you actually.
More animation, more pictures, more drawings,
Yes, yes.
less of talking.
So you can also include while teaching, if someone can sketch
Yeah,
the actual like the plant or the
brilliant.
uh, so that can also showcase that this is what this object or this organism is doing.
Correct. But for that, we need a good. Yeah, I'm not saying no because it's a great idea. So if you know of any artists, let us know. What is ideal would be an artist who sits next to me when I'm talking and keep searching, right? So the whole
Yeah.
thing comes alive like that.
Hmm.
So my voice will be heard, but what you will see will be the sketching. So if you have
Mm-hmm.
anyone in your circle who can do that, please let me know. We would love to engage with them because NPTEL is telling us that they don't mind helping in the payment to the sketch person and all that.
So there's one RSA talk is there of Sir Ken Robinson. That RS talk, Sir Ken Robinson is talking, and the animator is drawing picture behind that. Yeah.
RSA is very expensive, yeah.
So I can do elementary level of sketching. Like I've been an artist since a young age.
Okay.
So I can try if you would like that.
Yeah, so let's finish this program, Tanya. Then maybe we can get in touch, right?
Yeah. Maybe I'll get in touch with you on other platforms, maybe on LinkedIn.
Sure.
Yeah.
And so
once we finish the NPTEL, then we'll have more ideas, Tanya, because right now, let's finish this 8 weeks. Then we can get into a discussion. All of us can come back and get into a discussion on how to improve the whole thing.
Yeah.
And maybe, sir, one is that, okay, as a teaching aid, as a sketching is on. Second thing, all of us in their biomimicry journey, whatever prototypes they have made, those prototypes also could be a part of repository or kind of student projects, whatever they did so far, or physical pictures of those things.
Also, yesterday I had a long chat with the director of IIT Madras. I was saying that every time a student walks into a biomimicry class, at the end of 8 weeks or 10 weeks, he comes back with an idea. He comes back with a solution. So I was asking so for instance, right now, we have had 75 students in IIT Madras, which means we have 75 ideas, right? Out of 75 ideas, like this napkin idea, mask idea, at least 10 or 15 ideas are very powerful ideas. Well, one of the suggestions, the discussions both of us had, was that we want to create in IIT Madras a forum where we have a group of entrepreneurs and researchers. So supposing Bridge Mohan's idea or Rajiv's idea, Tanya's idea is very powerful, it can be used for, let's say, entrepreneurship or for research or for filing an IP or something like that. I think we can get together and do that, right? So if you have the confidence that your idea is so powerful, then there are 3 things you can do with your idea. One is, of course, file an IP with your idea. Second is you can start a company with your idea with the help of some entrepreneurs. Third is you can actually give it to a group of entrepreneurs and become a dormant partner and ask those group of entrepreneurs to start the industry. Fourth is you can collaborate with a similar company and say, I have this idea, you people are also doing the same thing. Can I come and sell the idea to you, make some money? One of your objectives should, of course, be the commercial objective, saying, how can I monetize this whole thing, right? How can I employ people for this industry? So, because what we are learning, forget biomimicry and everything, right? What we are learning is we are walking in with a problem and walking out with a solution. That is what we are really learning. So when we are walking out with a solution, we must try, a solution is like our child, right? We protect the child, we nurture the child, we bring up the child and all that. Similarly, your solution should be very dear and close to you, saying, this is my solution, yaar. मैंने बहुत मेहनत किया इसके लिए. And therefore, you have to be able to enjoy your solution. Enjoy solution means monetize it, use it for social work, create a company with it and all that. So please do the program saying, I can also start a solution. Why? What is so great about this? I have a process in front of me. I have nature, which is a teacher. Let's see. So don't think of your solution as an ordinary solution. You never know. Give it to somebody else, and that person will give you some more ideas.
After the completion, sir, possibly they can also be like a virtual exhibition where all the participants who are ready, they can showcase their ideas. That like instead of a physical exhibition, because it's an online program, we can have a virtual setup where everyone can visit each person's stand and explore what the idea is about.
Correct, Tanya. But the only thing is, don't just explore, don't just exhibit your solutions. Also see to it that you are able to get some sponsors for your solution. Right? Otherwise, what will happen? People just come, see it and go. So put a price on your solution, tell them, or once you file an IP, everybody is interested in your solution, right? So find out if you can file an IP, find out how to make a solution very valuable, how to make a solution attractive to a sponsor.
Right.
All right. So let's meet. We can just let me know, other than Saturdays, once this is over, we can meet and find out how we can.
Yeah, post the program, like also if we can collaborate, like probably we can improve upon this. Yes.
Sir, one last question.
All of you can start teaching in schools, yeah. That's very important. Just go to the local school, and say, I want to teach biomimicry. See, I tell you what, teaching in a very simple way. Go back to that. Just use the videos in the NPTEL. Show the video to the children and talk to them in their language. I don't know. Brij Mohan is Hindi, right? Your mother tongue?
Yes, sir.
Rajiv, what's your mother tongue?
Bengali, sir.
And Tanya?
So Hindi.
So all of you can go to the local school. How does it take? Just go on Saturday to the local corporation school, meet the principal and say, I'm learning a new subject. I want to talk to the children, and talk to them in their local language and see the joy those children have, right? And you never know who is the Einstein there in that crowd. You don't know, and plus the whole attitude to nature will change for those kids, right? They will start looking at nature as teacher, which means they won't harm nature anymore. You don't go and kill your teacher, right? You don't go and put trash on your teacher. And that's a very inbuilt thing in India, no? We have this respect for teachers.
Yeah.
So just go ahead and start teaching. I'm telling you, don't wait for the whole thing to be over. Don't think I can't teach and all that. What is there to teach about the lotus leaf? Tell me, no? What is there to teach? Kya hai isme?
Correct.
Sir, my son was right now studying in a school. He has taken a water cleanliness issue. He in his own some of the. So I was talking to him about the same course, showing him some videos. So in fact, I'm also alumni of IIT Madras only.
Okay.
Last year only we have.
Which year?
So last year only, this year only convocation years.
What did you do?
MTech in automotive engineering, sir.
Oh, nice. Okay.
Yeah. So it's a company sponsored program. So I actually shared this with my son. So he's quite enthusiastic about the whole program and also the videos.
Very good.
So maybe I was thinking about, can we come to a lab or someplace in your IIT
Sure.
and use some facilities or something, some of the things?
Yeah. So once you are ready,
Mhm.
once you are ready, you'd let me know. I'll put you on to the professor who, now that you know the campus, you should be able to find out which department can help you. Then
sir.
one of the sponsors for this program is Professor Shivakumar, who's
Mhm.
applied mechanics.
Mhm.
So he's the HR head of the Department of Applied Mechanics. So he can help you spot the professors whose lab you can go to, or maybe you have done your MTech, is it?
Yes, sir.
So you can also do your doctorate now, PhD. No, the same, sir, because
Right,
IIT Madras is very happy to have more and more PhDs. So you can do a part-time PhD, maybe 5 years from now. You can use your biomimicry idea to work on the PhD.
Fine, sir. Fine.
So there's no limit, I think. Good, nice meeting all of you.
Same here, sir. So last time I missed it. Last time recording is not there, I think so. You did not
It is
post it.
there. It is there in the portal.
Okay, okay, fine. Okay, see, last time I somehow missed it. Fine. Okay.
All
Yes,
right.
sir.
Yeah, thank you, sir. Thank you, sir, for the
Thank
session.
you.
Thank
Nice.
you.
Thanks, Tanya. Thanks, Rajiv.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Nice talking to all of you.
Thank you, sir. Have a nice day.
Yeah, thank you. Bye.
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 Bye.